I mean, for some of it was intense because we really wanted to get it right, and we really wanted to, we were kind of fearful about jumping into the market. And so a lot of it was about research, doing our homework. And sometimes it came to the table, we didn't do our homework and stuff like that. So it was a little bit intense because we really wanted this thing to work. But it was fruitful at some points, but it was intense.
Meetings.
So they were tough.
Yeah.
They were tough. Woo. They were intense sometimes. When you're starting something, sometimes you need someone to push you into the direction of it. And my younger self, I'm 37 now, but I think I was in my early 20s. So I'm so thankful that the Father gave Hephzibah even the idea and the word. And at that time, I remember I was like, wow, I was thankful, because had the word not even come to help frame my life, I don't know where I would be financially.
The early dining room meetings, let me see, it was intense. It was intense, right? It was intense because you come into the table, we don't really know what we're doing, right? But we had to do homework, right? And we had to make sure that everybody did what they were supposed to do when it came to like those dining room table. It was intense. It really was, but it helped us to be on our A game, right? It helped us to, we can't just come to the table any type of way, right? We had to make sure that we did our homework. We did what needed to be done, right? So even though it was intense, it was necessary for growth, right? It was necessary for our hard work. In Jamaica it says that if you want something good, you know it's how to run. So in terms, what I mean by that is, if you want success, if you want luxury, if you want something good, you're gonna have to put in the work, right? So the dining room table was about putting in the hard work, so we could get where we are today. So, yeah.
Did you ever feel like
For dummies. Everything was for dummies. Investing for dummies. Stocks for dummies. Cryptos for dummies. I remember having to start from the ground up. And I remember, having to stretch ourselves and do something new and encounter something foreign. It's the growth process, right? The growth process is intense. And I remember, having enough guidance to say, come to the table. This is going to be our initial resource, looking for guidance and structure from other people who had started investment clubs, and having to learn everything as we went.
I remember being hot. I remember when we first started, I remember it was exciting and terrifying because we were learning, we had to literally start from scratch. So we had to, okay, let's get a name. Well, what is an investment club? What does that look like? What is our name gonna be? Okay, then you get the name. Okay, so who's gonna be the officers? What's the officer? Why you need officers? Why we just can't give money? And then, because originally all of us were supposed to give like $100. That quickly shifted. I think we started like, all right, you got 10, I got 10. Because because when we started, and the reason it was intense is because it wasn't just investing. It was investing in your wealth. That's what we was trying to build. But before we could get there, we had to establish that our money was all over the place. We weren't even tithing or giving right. We had loans. We had other obligations. So we had said, let's everybody give it. We all gonna give at a certain level. By the time we did the budgets, we couldn't all give at the same thing. And we have this bond because we knew each other from church and knew each other from college, and God put us together. We had this bond that, we were gonna all give the same amount. Now, even though the book said you ain't gotta do all that, everybody give what they want to give. You know what I'm saying? But we were like, we're gonna give together, because that's one of the strategies God gives us, which is why we have a closed investment club, because we have a strong bond like that. But when we first got to that table and we went through those investment club for dummies, pulling out better investing, how do you even start an investment club? We didn't know, and we took it step by step. We started talking about investing in your health, investing in your mindset, investing in your leisure, and investing in your wealth, because all of it is wealth. Because if you got $1 billion in the bank and you sickly and dying and you ain't got no family and no friends to share with, you ain't wealthy. You just broke in a different way with money. Anyway.